And we're back at Home Movies.
Guitarmaggedon. And Brendon on guitar. This is a musical commentary.
Yeah, I got my guitar plugged in.
Fan favorite, Brendon's favorite, Guitarmaggedon.
Yeah, so
That's why the big
This is the culmination of all
all
your misspent youth in one episode.
I know. It's true.
See, it sounds like
We started in season 2. We did a battle of the bands that was not really the heading, the story. It was just more of like a place where the story would kind of culminate again.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt that was a missed opportunity. And this is based off truth. A true thing is that I was much like Dwayne as a teenager, a mush mouth kind of guitar freak idiot, socially. Didn't know what was going on. I was just, not good with girls, not good with anything. And
I know. I was just saying how much.
and my friend Renzo talked me into this guitar contest, and I'd only been playing, like I wasn't nearly as good as Dwayne is in this episode.
Can I just interrupt and just say Dwayne, I think, was a very organically developed character because he was literally a guy that occurred to both of us while you were sitting in the ranch playing your guitar. And what you do when you have a guitar in your hands, we can't do it in the commentary because we'd have to pay for it, but you just go through a repertoire of heavy metal licks and riffs.
Like anything from Randy Rhoads stuff.
Yes,
Like Van
it goes
Halen
on for about, it usually you seem to be, you could do it all day, right?
Right.
You
I have no
you
problem
love
with
it and your hands just do it.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly funny. And we knew right then
There's a character. Yeah,
that there was a character
What a
for the
great
show.
excuse
Yes.
to use that. This is all real theory here. It actually is true.
That's right. You and Will LeBeau, who knows how to talk the talk as well, right?
Yeah, he's a very
Musician
talented pianist.
and incredible actor.
Yeah, and great actor. But that was pretty good. It's the same kind of a lick, but
no overdubs.
But
in this episode.
in high school, all I did, no overdubs, right? I think I brought my guitar. That's pretty funny stuff.
Yeah.
That's great music stuff. But in high school,
you do say so.
all I did, it's great music comedy. I mean, which is not even also still cocky. It's really giving Victor Borga a run for his money. But in high school, all I would do was I just wanted to learn how to play fast. I wanted to be able to shred Yngwie Malmsteen or Paul Gilbert or Steve Morse, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, all those guys.
The nerdiest guitar heroes.
That's a great, still my guitar heroes to this day. I still have, I saw Yngwie live 2-3 years ago, and
whoa, that guy's got a circular head.
That guy's great though. He hates his life so much. But I would sit there and watch the Paul Gilbert instructional video and learn how to do that fast stuff, the three note per string. And I still and I started getting good at it right when it became incredibly uncool to play fast. It was already uncool, but I was still fighting the fight. Seattle was already going on when I was getting good, but Seattle was going on before I even could hardly play guitar. But I was just I'm fighting for it, and then I went to Berklee College of Music and would sit there in this little room closet and basically hide out and play fast licks.
Are you saying grunge killed metal?
I don't think I'm saying. I think everyone kind of says that it's true, but I think it was ready for guitar-driven rock to kind of go away for a little bit, because it was there was no real good reason for it. Someone discovered oh, hey, we don't necessarily need a solo, but nowadays I think it's
settled. We're a band.
I love that it's silly. I love that it's excessive, and I really get into the fact that people can actually do this.
It's funny that we're having this conversation while the characters, Jason, Melissa, and Brendon, are holding a rain stick, a cowbell, and a bongo or something.
Yeah.
It's so funny that they are the anti-music musicians in this episode.
They are trying to discover desperately music for themselves.
It's very funny.
And that's the guitar I'm playing right now.
Yes,
actually,
it sure is.
It's the Ibanez Iceman reissue.
You're not getting paid to say that.
I know, but I wish I could. I wish I could get an endorsement deal.
I bet you did.
And also, what I did for if anyone wants to know about gear that I used, because I'm sure there are a couple people out there that do care. But it was an amazing thing, I think, when I discovered direct line, good sounding amp modeling, or if you lived in a little apartment and you wanted to record guitar, Before you used to have to mic an amp and crank it, but then you got like the pod, the Line 6 stuff.
And the tech, what was it called? The Sans amp.
Well, you had the Sans amp first, and I was pretty blown away with that nice little solid state box, and it sounded pretty cool. And it's Val Kappa.
That's right.
And Jimmy Monet.
So funny. Such a
great kind of like just the
These
opposite.
were your pants. Those are your real pants.
Those are my actual pants
that
I'm wearing now. Yeah. But just such a great opposite of Dwayne, and just a horrible jerk.
Yes.
But great character drawings.
Yes.
But yeah.
Is
So
that
I
Benjamin
discovered.
doing the voice?
Yeah, it's Benjamin. So I discovered the Line 6 stuff, the pod. You can get like just really great sounds.
If anyone wants to know about the gear I'm using,
yes. That's you're already filling up your glass there.
that's a North Coast Cabernet.
Yes. And people always ask me on my website about Dwayne's solo in this thing.
People always ask you?
They do. Oh,
wow,
so
Brendon has a nice guitar.
It's a nice big fat
Gibson.
I'm a boy from the suburbs. It's my destiny.
Brendon, I just want you to think about it.
But
I don't think the guitar is for you.
what else? So I pretty much use like
Brendon, I don't know.
for this one I wanted to have a really fast guitar, so I had that Ibanez, which I think is like the fastest neck built. Again, like people probably don't care, but some people want to know how to play. Some people really want to know how to play fast, and I'm one of those guys, and my heart goes out to anyone that spends portions of their lives learning how to do something that nobody cares about.
That's right. This commentary is from you to you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, there are a few of them out there.
Yeah. No, I mean that. I mean you, Brendon.
Yes,
to you out
to
there.
me, the younger versions of me who might be out there.
Yeah.
And I love how Brendon in this episode treats the guitar like a piece of crap.
Really
he slams it into stuff, drops it,
really
it's dragging on the floor.
Yep, and yet he's wearing it like a big badge of coolness.
Yeah. Like what is it?
This is he's sort of like the way I treated guitar, which is that I just wanted to have one, but I was too lazy to learn to play it.
Right, that was how I started out too. I just loved the idea of the guitar.
Yes.
And I think a lot of Brendon's argument for wanting a guitar is in this episode, as he says that what I'm supposed to basically because I'm a boy from the suburbs.
That's right.
What choice do I have?
That's right. You have to.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. We had a good run at it.
Yeah.
You know.
Back there.
That's an arpeggio exercise that Dwayne will end up doing later on.
This is you could say this is kind of a how-to commentary. This is almost like a guitar instructional video commentary.
Yes, it is. It's but you can't see my fingers, so it's nearly useless. But I do that. I'll tell you about. That is an A major arpeggio outline, starting on the 3rd on the C sharp, and we're in 8th position or something. And
Did you tune to this episode?
One note per string. I think I'm in standard E tuning, so
might work out.
Yeah. So I'm playing that live right now. With mistake.
But there was no actual.
That's a good picking exercise. What that is, because you go. That's it. It's one note per string, so you're doing an arpeggio.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what was it? Freaky Outie.
Freaky Outie.
A great song. I gotta say, this is one of those ones that just stayed with me for years.
This one.
Freaky Outie. So funny. See, they were discovering. She doesn't even have sticks. They were discovering punk.
Yeah, they really were. No, it was like kind of a little bit ahead of White Stripes.
Yeah.
Well, they had bass. Yeah. But
all you've done is make noise.
That was a song.
Yeah, it's called Freak Out.
he wrote the bass part. His guitar's already falling apart.
I was just, kind of playing, and Jason Melissa.
I love the the cartoon convention that you don't draw strings.
Yeah.
It works.
It would just be too cumbersome.
Yeah.
But you know what? They really did their research. It's like a Mustang-looking bass.
Yes, no, this is beautifully rendered instruments.
335-ish kind of, but not really. There's Josie.
Thank you.
What do you think, Mom?
Everyone hates their music.
You guys suck.
As a kid growing up, learning to play guitar stuff, I can't play any of it because again, I don't own it. But
you don't own it yet.
I don't own any of the music yet. Yeah, I will after I recoup all the money off this DVD. Start buying, Iron Man and.
Dwayne.
See, that's not played right. That's
Taking out the trash, Dwayne.
that's that thing.
That's a funny touch that they gave him an iguana. That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I had an iguana when I was a teenager.
Here we are. He's very angry.
Such a
at
funny
nobody.
scene.
Yeah.
You take out the trash.
For me growing up also, I remember the worst thing that my parents could do was take my guitar away. And they used that. They did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they definitely took
That
it away.
is-
It was all I had going for me.
Man, I guess it was all they had going for them.
Yeah, that was all they had going for them was the power of taking my guitar.
Yeah.
The only power I had was that I could play guitar, kind of.
Guys. Hey, Dwayne.
I remember we kind of got a little bit of flack about this kind of being cliche kind of episode where here's a guy that's too dorky and he's meeting his rival, and there's the kind of Karate Kid thing, and the girl's with the wrong guy, and she doesn't know. But for me, I think it is a great teenager story because
That's why the Karate Kid is in
that's why the Karate Kid is probably the
10
top
Brendon's most
number
favorite
one.
movies.
Here we are. That was the act break, and he's been walking in
He's so
parallel
happy.
lines.
Yes, you're right. Oh, that's where he
He's
was
actually-
yesterday. Yeah,
That's where he was yesterday. Yeah,
that's really funny.
it's really silly. He's like tilling the ground.
Yeah.
Hey, Ernie, go sit down, buddy. Sit down,
How's your
pal.
band going?
My dog is walking around everywhere. Ernie, yeah, over there on the couch. Oh, good boy.
What's up, Loren?
Good boy.
What's up, Sticks?
Oh, I think the Freaky Outie makes a reappearance in this. Is that
Yes.
right?
No, they're band
Yes.
nicknames.
Yeah, we're.
That lick right there that I was playing was one of the first fast licks I learned how to play.
Let's hear it again. That's slow. It's half speed.
So here's
Now I hear it
full
full
speed.
speed.
I messed it up. We're doing the higher thing. It's kind of okay. I mean,
Beautiful.
Ernie, sit down. Sit. Good boy. Sit all the way down. All the way down. Good boy.
It's getting better.
Josie's jamming.
She's hating it.
She's not.
a lot.
She's rocking.
She's rocking, you think?
Yeah, look at her head.
I'm trying to think other just guitar stuff like that that I get asked sometimes as influences. It's definitely Paul Gilbert from Racer X or later on Mr. Big, especially and just because he was such a dexterous, fast player who would not miss a note and had a sense of humor too. He's a silly guy. Steve Morse from the Dixie Dregs and also the Steve Morse Band, huge influence for me. I know it's funny to you, but
No.
and I actually got to when I was at Berkeley, my teacher. John Finn, who was like the shred guy, a good guitar player, knew all his theory and stuff, and
Okay, I have a few guitar questions.
opened for the Dixie Dregs. For me, was a big deal,
I bet.
and I got to roadie for him
Do I have any other questions?
for the band,
Man.
and I got to see the band. I got to see the Dixie Dregs for free.
Must have been awesome.
That's okay. There's a lot of overdubs that happen that are unrealistic in this episode. So
Is
that first that
No.
I harmonized that. Which is, oh, and Brian May is a huge. He's a huge thing, but I harmonize a lot of stuff. And later on, Dwayne's solo, what I do with the whammy pedal, a lot of people want to know. That has a big overdub thing where I go. I do something. I do volume swells. Only That's all with the whammy pedal, the Digitech whammy pedal that most of the time gets abused like crazy. And what's that on the second half step up? Do that to go. You can hear it actually clunking on the ground. But that's how you do that stuff. So I was doing like this, and I'm not even picking anything. I'm just doing that. So that's how I'm doing that.
Hammer-ons?
They're all hammer-ons. So it's like the 5th to the 7th fret on the high E string and nothing else. It's all on the high E string. And I dip the thing down so it's in the back position on the pedal.
You kids can practice, and then when we get to the solo,
when you get to the solo, you'll
in
be
the
able to
episode,
play it.
play along.
So I hammer on with my first finger.
Well, here
Oh no, I hammer on. I'm sorry, I hit the 7th fret first.
Oh my God. You're out of the band.
So it's 7, 5, 7, 5, 0 open string. So that's pretty much the pattern.
We don't have a good name for the band.
And that's basically it. I'll show you
Some
more.
of you wanted to know.
Some of you did actually. A lot of people
Wrote
wanted to
in,
know, but it's
wanted
they
to
did
know.
they did write in. They want to know.
And we're going to be answering some more of your fan mail in
yeah.
another commentary.
In another commentary track.
This
or,
and
you, the guys that wrote into me on my website that I do not maintain and do not know how to work because I've been incredibly busy trying to sell television shows. That I've really slacked off, and I apologize.
The scene you were watching was the classic roundtable meeting with Jen, Brendon, Jason, Melissa.
Yes.
They're always funny. Have a nice argument.
Yeah, that is
about
a great...
They argue about the name of the band, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Chocolate Factory, I think
Yeah.
Brendon Poppins and the Chimney Sweeps was a very good one. Chocolate Factory's a great one, actually.
Yeah. Very tight.
Yes.
And now we come to the big night.
Oh, so I ended up... Okay, so I joined this guitar competition when
This is
I'm
real life.
15 years old. Yeah, in real life. And I can hardly play. I've been playing for a year and a half. And, I love Eddie Van Halen and Joe Satriani. And those guys are my heroes. And I could hardly hold the thing, but I'd entered a competition. And I started practicing really hard. I had like 2 weeks left to learn how to play guitar before the thing happened. And I practiced, I started this really difficult practice regimen where I would get up at like 4 in the morning and practice until it was time for me to go to high school. Then I'd get home and practice until like 2 at night and get like 2 hours of sleep and just be a zombie for the rest of the day. But I actually started improving a great deal. I was really learned what I was doing wrong, because guitar is just about figuring out why you can't do it. That's all guitar is. I can't do that. Why is that? I'm doing something stupidly wrong. And I started figuring out all this stuff. In like 2 weeks, I improved like tenfold. And I just really started to get the idea of how you play this thing. But the thing that happened for me when I finally got to the show, it was at this bar.
Y'all better be quiet, because I can't concentrate.
Y'all better be quiet. I can't concentrate. They're a rowdy audience, and that's how their audience was when I got there. It was at this bar, and there was tons of adults. No kids were even allowed.
Yeah.
I was like 14 or 15, however old Dwayne was. And I did not until that moment factor in what an audience was and how hard and difficult it was to even get up in front of them. So I literally, my knees were knocking after they announced my name and who my influence is with. And I plug into this huge amp, but I'd never plugged into a huge amp before. And it was terrifying. It's like a caricature where they amplify your horrible features. That's what happened to me. Okay, none of this is sped up. This is all me with the whammy pedal.
Great guitar.
That is an awesome guitar. I want that guitar. I don't have it. It is also a very disgusting quadriplegic guitar, too, if you think about it, too.
Yes, a little boxing Helena.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all sweep arpeggios.
And you played it that way, too.
I did this, basically.
Brendon's playing between his legs right now. Oh, here comes Dwayne's big moment.
So that's the kind of stuff I was doing, just hammer on and pull offs and stuff like that. Okay, so when I got up on stage in real life, I plug into this amp. I can't get it to sound the way it did in my bedroom, practicing with my brother and sister trying to sleep. And the first thing that happens is, and okay, I'm not doing a two-handed tapping thing for that, by the way. It's all one-handed, except for that one little lick. Just so you know, it's a... So I get up on stage and my guitar is completely... There's Randy Rhoads, Jimi Hendrix, and Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Wow.
Third place goes to
That's pretty awesome.
Mr. Fingers.
And there's a Polly Fretstein.
Second place goes to
Polly Fretstein. Oh, and that's a reference to Michelangelo of Nitro. If anyone gets that, you guys are, we can hang out and grab a beer and talk about that kind of stuff because we're the only two people in the world that know about it. But my guitar was completely out of tune, and I had to sit there and try to tune it. It was awful. But it was a horrible night for me. It was probably one of the worst. So I had to write this episode to kind of get it out of my system that I had failed so terribly at performing in front of people, and it was the audience that ruined me. Like they got inside of my head. That night
they spooked you.
They really scared me a lot, and I spent a long time. It was good that I got to realize that so young, like what an audience was, so I could eventually confront that.
20 years later.
Yeah, 20 years.
You were back.
That would make me 34.
Sorry, 10 years later.
Yes.
You were back.
Now that's better age to be. No, that's not true.
I mean.
No, but it was. But it was trying to do comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It was I found it way more easy to get up and put in front of people and talk than play difficult guitar passages. By the way, so if you guys are like afraid of talking, there's way more difficult things you can be doing in front of an audience.
Jonathan Katz used to say that he liked doing the patter between songs more than he liked being in a band.
Yeah, I think it expels more adrenaline than sitting there with a guitar, like playing things. Because you can't really play guitar that hard. You'll break your strings. You'll, bend the notes out of tune and stuff.
But you can scream into a mic.
I like this. This is very the Beatles, kind of like Hard Day's Night, but with the most absurd, like Frank Zappa, Mothers of Invention, kind of like music going on.
I have to confess something, Brendon.
But yeah, so learn how to play all that stuff. You have to get a whammy pedal. You have to invest like $100 something to be able to play that thing. But or you could do it with a whammy bar.
I was gonna say, could you do it with a whammy bar?
You probably could. Yeah, it's the cool thing about this is you don't
put your guitar out of tune.
Yeah, you don't put your guitar out of your tune, and it's like it goes exactly to a half step higher or lower, depending on what you're playing. But that's a lot of guitar stuff, and Val Kappa and everybody's.
Patrick Downey,
ice. But a lot of fun, and so I'm gonna play some fast. 3-note for string. Paul Gilbert likes.
Take us out.
Thank you.